The rain tapped lightly against the windows as we sat in the living room, the air between us thick with tension. It didn't start as anything serious, just a disagreement over plans for the evening, but it spiraled quickly, like it always did. Beneath the surface of every little fight, there were deeper wounds we never addressed. I was trying, again, to express how her words hurt me, how the way she brushed off my feelings made me feel invisible. But she wasn't listening. She never really did. Her arms were folded tight across her chest, and the look on her face said she was already tired of the conversation. With a dismissive scoff, she said, "You take everything so personally." I tried to keep my voice even. I wasn't yelling, not because I wasn't upset, but because I didn't want this to turn into another shouting match. I told her that respect matters, that it's not something you get to ignore when it's inconvenient. She laughed. Actually laughed. Then leaned back on the couch and said something I'll never forget. "You really think you're the only one I could be with?" Her voice was light, casual, like she was just tossing out a joke. But I knew better. There was something real behind those words, something sharp. I didn't respond at first. Not because I didn't know what she meant, but because I did. That wasn't anger talking. That was honesty. Brutal, careless honesty. And it made everything clear. I thought of all the times I made excuses for her sarcasm, told myself she didn't mean it, tried to convince myself that she cared in her own way. But in that moment, it hit me, she wasn't being cruel. She just didn't care if she was. She stood and walked to the kitchen like nothing had happened. I heard the fridge open, a glass being filled, her footsteps coming back. Meanwhile, I sat there frozen, the weight of it all settling over me. When she returned, I looked up and asked, "What did you mean by that?" She shrugged. "I'm just saying I have options." It wasn't jealousy she was trying to stir. It was control. A reminder that I was replaceable, and I should be grateful she hadn't replaced me yet. That's when something inside me changed. I stood up, not in anger, but with clarity. I told her calmly, "If I'm not your only choice, maybe you should see what else is out there." She looked surprised, really surprised. Like she'd never imagined I'd be the one to end this. For a moment, she just stared, unsure of what to say. I could see the confusion settle in. Maybe once I did need her more. But not anymore. I grabbed a few essentials. She didn't stop me. Just stood there, arms loose now, watching in disbelief. "You're actually leaving?" she asked, almost as if the idea hadn't occurred to her until that second. "I'm not angry," I said quietly. "But I'm tired of asking to be treated with basic respect. I deserve more than being someone's backup plan." As I reached the door, I paused one last time. Respect isn't a game you win by having power. It's something you give, something you share. And you never have. Then I walked out. No slamming doors. No final look back. That night, I felt it all. Lost, sadness, a little fear. But underneath that, there was something new. Relief. I hadn't just left someone who didn't value me. I had chosen myself. I had found something far more powerful than anything she could ever offer. Self-respect. Days turned into weeks. She messaged a few times, light-hearted things, pretending everything was normal. I didn't reply. I knew better. I knew how easy it would be to slip back into those patterns, to chase after a version of her that never really existed. One afternoon, I walked past the cafe we used to visit. The place where we'd spent so many moments together. And I felt nothing. No sting, no longing. Just peace. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do isn't holding on. It's knowing when to let go.